on, guys? It is me, the Mighty Secret here for Boohoo, Carolina. Boohoo. Fuck Rob Brendan Moore. How's it going, guys? We are back here with the full crew. C4,
Hello, hello. I'm actually here today.
Gil.
Aye.
Uh, we're back. Another week. Another Caps game. Another misery. Gil, we got some games to talk about.
We do.
Last time we were on here, we eliminated the Montreal Canadiens.
That was last episode or before last episode?
That was last episode.
Yeah, 'cause last week, wasn't it? Yeah, because it was last week. Because I was like, we were both tired, exhausted, and cranky, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing this tonight. Just like, no.
Gil,
Last week was the last week.
we have a terrible game to talk about. Game 1, the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes. Gil, we were not at this game. We were not even watching this game. We were at a concert. But even through the app, we could tell how bad they were playing. Gil, this is a definition of an ass beating that's not actually an ass beating, but it's still an ass beating. Carolina played and dominated us from the get-go, from the start to the finish. They dominated us in every category except for penalty minutes and block shots. Let's just skim through this, Gil.
It was like losing a game of laser tag to somebody with a pop gun.
Oof.
I don't know how that feels, but sure.
I don't. Well,
Not
well,
good.
now we do. Now we do because we saw it. Well, I saw it.
we just heard about it. I just heard about it.
I said once Carolina tied it up, I said if this goes overtime, they're going to win it. And they did. They won it with 3 minutes in from that sleaze bag, Jacob Slavin.
I don't know. I'd rather Slavin than Aho, but that's a whole
He
different
doesn't even spell his name
conversation.
right. He spells his name with 2 C's. Who the fuck does that? And he's American. He's American. It's not like he's freaking European, which would make sense. No, Slavin is American.
Is he?
Yeah,
Did not know that.
he's American.
Or maybe I knew it. I just wasn't paying
He
attention.
was on the Four Nations team.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know that because I didn't watch that. So
He is
I'll
from
take it.
Me
Denver,
neither,
Colorado.
because I didn't pay a single second of attention to it.
It wasn't that bad of a tournament. I actually pretty liked it. I mean, it's better than the All-Star game.
Ew. Celeries, no. Gross.
All right, Gil.
Let's wait to the dog. You can rage. I have that.
After this game, Spencer Carberry came out and said, "This team fucking sucks."
Pretty much.
Not in those exact words, but yeah.
Let me rephrase that. This team's effort fucking sucks in this game.
That's probably closer to the mark. The celery is ew. Okay, it's going straight in the garbage.
So, Logan Thompson's the only reason why this game went to overtime. Let's be real. The good news is Thompson is starting to look like his old self before the Four Nations break. Gil, let's talk about the better
Get away
game.
from my salad!
The better of
Damn
the two
cats, get
games.
off my...
The better of the two games, Gil, which was last night. This game.
Which we won because I was at a track.
No, we didn't. Shut up. This game, the first period felt like the same as old. The Canes dominated, but the good news is they didn't dominate in shots. It was only 7-5. Whereas game 1, I think the shots were like 14-3 in the first period. The Caps woke up in the second period, and it started off a weird bounce that went to McMichael, who bursted onto the scene and scored blocker side, top shelf baby, where the mama hides the cookies. Shout out to Rick Jenneret, one of the greatest play-by-play callers. May he rest in peace. Gil, this felt like the Caps were going to win this game after they scored right there. It sucked that they took a long way to do it, but that third period, even though the shots say 17-7, that didn't feel like the Canes really got much chances. And the chances they did, Thompson made a save on. The Capitals would have get another goal in the third period. I feel like the first power play goal against Carolina in almost 2 seasons. I don't think we've scored on Carolina on a power play against them in a long time. This is also the first power play goal they've given up in the playoffs so far in 7 games. Then the Caps, I told you last night, Michael, I understand what he was doing. It just happened. Caps take a penalty, and it ends in the back of the net. Shane Gostisbehere, a guy I didn't even realize was still playing hockey. He makes it 2-1, and then, of course, your boy, the greatest goal scorer of all time, Tom Wilson, makes it 3-1 to ensure the Capitals are going to Raleigh tied 1-1. Now comes the hard part. We got to steal one in Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I call it Raleigh.
Okay, fine, whatever. But it's Raleigh.
No, it's both. Depends how you call it. New Yorkers call it Raleigh. Raleigh, North Carolina.
You say so.
Oh, I know so. I'm from New York, Cheryl. Don't fucking correct me again.
Okay.
Anyways, we got to go into Raleigh and win. In a barn that we haven't won in almost 3 seasons. Gil, how confident do you feel going in there?
I think they're good for a split.
I mean, we're overdue for a win in that fucking god-awful barn. But I wouldn't be shocked if we lost both games. Even though we did win this game, throughout the game, like I said, it still felt like Carolina was the better team. We did play a better second period. The second period, and like you said, John Walton came out and said during the game that Carolina is human, and the Capitals, even the hockey guy brought it up and said that the Carolina Capitals were starting to chip away at the Carolina's tough defense. But that's going to be tougher to do when they have last change and Brendan Moore is able to do his lines and match his lines with our lines. If we can steal Game 3 and come back 2-2, I think we win this in 6.
Yeah. Quick question. You guys, and I'm asking for serious. You guys keep talking about last change. For those that don't understand exactly what that means out there, can you explain it, please? And those that don't understand, include me.
I can.
Go ahead, Gil.
Okay, so the home team has the designation of being able to be the last team to put their lines out on the ice before every face-off. That's what last change means. So, for example, if Carolina were to put out Aho's line, and we're playing in Carolina, and Washington counters by putting out the Dowd line, and Brindamore decides that's not a good match, he can change and send out a different line against the Dowd line. And then since he has last change, since he's the home team, Caps have to stay.
Okay. Thank you.
Not only that, but also they have the opportunity to wait and see what the away team does. So if the away team puts out a different line, they can put out a line that they want. The last change is very, very advantage towards a team like Carolina because that's how Brendan Moore gets his matchups. And this is why I think we're going to have a hard time in Carolina. We always have a hard time in Carolina. But if this team's different and they want to go to the conference finals and they want to prove people that they belong here, we're gonna have to dig deep and win in Carolina. I'm just not feeling confident right now. Game one took a lot out of my confidence because it just felt like this team is about ready to run into a buzzsaw. And I was so confident thinking that we could beat Carolina in 6, and now we might lose in 5. It's very likely this could happen. Carolina just doesn't lose at home, especially unless it's to the New York Rangers. Uh, but we'll have to see tomorrow. Maybe if after the first couple of shifts I'll feel a little bit better. I'm not live streaming tomorrow because I almost had a fucking panic attack. Uh, this I just want to get this series over with. I mean, win or lose, I just want to get it over with. And the thing is, it just started. This could go easily 7 games, but Gil, what are your predictions for Game 3?
I don't have any. There's no way, there's no possible way to predict what's going to happen. I will tell you this. I like the Caps ended the game. Um, the Carolina's 6-on-5 attack didn't really scare me a whole lot.
One shot. I think they
They
got
could
one
put
total
7
shot.
players out there.
I think they got one total shot throughout that entire empty net.
Exactly.
The one thing I will say that scared me going in the series, that doesn't scare me after 2 games, is their power play.
Yeah,
The
they
Capitals.
have, even with the man advantage, they have nothing.
The Capitals have done such a good job with how they've defended on the power play. The thing is, but that's the thing, we still shouldn't be taking penalties, especially in Carolina, where Carolina's they're a lot better at home on the power play, feeding off that crowd. The thing is, Washington has now scored first in every game except for game 2 of the quarterfinals. Uh, so if the Caps can continue scoring first, we can keep going. Like the thing is, this series is just such a toss up. Like I said, we could lose in 5, we could win in 5. We could lose in 6, we could win in 6. We could win in 7 or lose in 7. These 2 teams are just. This is going to be a defensive battle throughout the whole series. I don't think we're going to see blowouts like people are
No,
expecting. It's going to be a 2-1,
absolutely not.
3-2, 3-1, 4-2 game. We're not going to see a lot of goals scored in this series. We're not.
Mm-mm.
But there's a guy we need to talk about who needs to start stepping up, or we're going to fucking be sent home early. And that's John Carlson. Carlson needs to stop. He needs to get better with the passing. He needs to get better with holding the puck. He looked outside of and even then that power play goal wasn't even him. That was Tom Wilson. That was all Wilson's doing. Wilson made that amazing pass. Wilson dragged them all closer to him, left John Carlson wide open. And I'm talking to you, Patrick, who keeps calling me a Debbie Downer, when in fact I'm just a realist. This team could easily lose in 5 games. Carolina has had our number, especially in Carolina. And John Carlson has
Mark,
looked
Mark,
like shit.
hold. You were ready to call this a sweep last night.
I was. I'll give him that. I was. But that was because after that first period. That first period was not good. I was ready to call it a sweep. If we lost,
You should have heard him Tuesday night.
if we lost last night, oh hell yeah, we were getting swept. Like Carolina beats us back and beats both games in Washington. This is in 2018, buddy. We're not going in Carolina and winning both games. We could maybe win one game, but win both of them? No. So we needed to win this game last night. This was a must-win, or we were done. Like, there's no way in hell we're going in Raleigh. Even if we won one game, we're still gonna lose. But if we could set the tone and win game 3, I will feel more confident winning the series. I just feel like this team's not ready yet. Like, I love them. They had a great season, and there's nothing to hold against them. If Carolina beats us, Carolina beats us. It's gonna suck though. Like, I feel like this team is way better than a second round exit. But if everything continues to go the way it is, and Washington continues to play like shit to start the periods in the first to start the games, it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass. Like, Logan Thompson can steal you a game or two, but he's not gonna steal you every game. He's gonna have an off night. And that's going to be a problem because the Capitals, again, in this game, they failed to show up to begin. They didn't start playing until the second period. They really didn't. But we also could look at it this: if Protas doesn't turn the puck over, the Caps could be up 2-0 in this series. But it just that's not how way things have gone. Like this has felt like Carolina, outside of that second period, has dominated the game. Like they've been the better team, and
Well, I'm sorry. I got to stop you again. Which is it? It can't be both. The Caps suck or the Canes are that good
the cap
defensively.
the
Which is it?
it's probably the Canes are that good defensively.
Okay.
Uh, but I can't. You also got to look at the fact that the Capitals have looked bad these two games to start the game. Like I don't like. That's why I'm saying it's probably just the Canes getting to their game early, but it's like the Capitals have to do like we even talked about this last night. You and me, Gil. We said we have to find something to counteract that forecheck because there's times where they pin us in our zone and we're in that zone. It's not like we're in there for like 30 seconds a minute. No, we're in there like 4 or 5 minutes throughout the fucking period, and the guys are just
Yeah, that's
fucking.
not good.
The guys are tired, and it's like we have to find a counteract to get there. Like we have to start throwing the bodies and this and that. It's like but Gil, you talk. We talked, like I said, we talked about this last night. There has to Spencer has to find a way to counteract that forecheck, and it's gonna get even. It's gonna get even harder to counteract now that they're going home, and they're gonna have last change. They're gonna have what they want. Their matchups to pick here and there. So but like you said, it's gonna be tough to predict Game 3. I mean, for all we know, Capitals could go in and completely shut Carolina down, or Carolina could turn around and blow us out. Uh, the last two games in Carolina have not gone fair. Well, actually, the last three games, counting back to last year, the last three games in Carolina has not ended well for the Capitals. But it's a different beast. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. We're long overdue to win in Carolina, which is why I'm going to predict right now. I think we win 3-2 in overtime in Carolina. Uh, I think Wilson gets the game winner, and the Caps take a 2-1 series lead. They lose Game 4, and we get a best of 3 to go into the possibly a 6 or 7 game series. Uh, Gil, do you think we need to win Game 3?
I don't think we need to win game 3 or well, no, I don't think we need to win game 3. It would be better if they did
Because
for them,
we win home ice
but
back. We'd win home ice back.
well, home ice don't mean jack unless you do something with it.
Yeah.
But if you win tomorrow night, then a lot of the pressure's off. But I think this team plays better when the pressure's on. And they definitely play better after a loss.
Yeah, they responded. Like the thing is, I look at it this: if the pattern continues the way it did in the first round, we won. We lost to Montreal in Game 3. We won Games 4 and 5. If we lost to Carolina, we win Games 1 and 2. We lose Game 3. We win Games 5 or Game 4. We lose Game 4. We win Games 5 and 6. I just felt like this team, like if this team's gonna get their revenge and beat Carolina, it's gonna be in 6. We're gonna get a chance to beat them in Carolina, and we're gonna win. We had a chance to beat them in Carolina in Game 4 in 2019. We failed. We had a chance to beat them in Game 6. We failed. I think the Caps are. This is a different Caps team. It's a better coach team. A better goaltending. No offense to Holtby, but Holtby was at the end of his rope. In 2019, he was after Mitch Corin left. Holtby just fell off the planet, the Earth. It's just I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. It's just this is what like this series is just doesn't feel right with me. This feels the same way it did in 2016. Carolina just for some reason like I said, deer in headlights. It's like deer in headlights. Fucking deer see it and like they know they have to move, but they just can't. Like the Caps do this every time they play teams like Carolina, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders. But it's only 2 games. Anything could happen. Game 3 is up in the air. The the Avs, the Capitals can turn around and win fucking the next 3 games, and we're off to the third round. The only thing I want to say though is whoever wins this series could very well head to the Stanley Cup final. I don't trust Toronto. Florida's not looking good right now. Florida's defense is starting to crumble. Toronto has been able to score at will against them, and Bobrovsky looks human. I know you picked Florida to win the East. It still could very likely happen, but they got to start doing something. They got to get their heads out of their ass, Gil. Defense needs to start stepping up for Florida. They've given up how many goals now? 9 goals in 2 games to Toronto.
Well, they got home ice tonight. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But this Toronto team looks different. And we kind of said this. This Toronto team is coached by Craig Berube, a Stanley Cup champion, a guy that's not gonna fucking put up with this bullshit like the last few coaches they had.
Is he's a new coach this year, right?
No, he won the
He
cup.
didn't.
He won the cup in 2019.
No, I mean to
New to
Toronto.
them.
Yeah.
New to Toronto, she
Toronto this year.
means.
Yes.
He's not
Yeah.
the same coach from last year. He's a different
No,
coach.
No.
that coach was in New Jersey, which Sheldon Keefe.
That's what I
He
thought.
didn't do a bad job. I think Sheldon Keefe's not a bad coach. He just didn't like the guys in that group just weren't going to produce under
No,
Sheldon
it's
Keefe.
no. It seems the Toronto team. It seems to be more unified, if you will, than it has been in the past. Does that,
Now,
you know what I mean?
part of me,
They seem more as a conglomerate as opposed to individual players. They seem to be playing more together, more as a team than they have
part of me,
in the past couple of years.
part of me wants to say this. I do want to see an all Canadian final, just so Gary Bettman has to purposely hand the
Oh,
cup
I would
over.
love, yeah, just to see him
And
lose his
I think
ever-loving shit.
I think
I would love to see
we
that.
could possibly be on our way for an Edmonton Toronto Stanley Cup final. And
That would be funny as shit.
that would be hey, you two stop it. That would be fucking just fantastic. I would not
That would be
mind
hysterical.
I would not mind if Edmonton wins the Stanley Cup. Connor
No,
McDavid.
yeah. Now
Uh,
here's the thing: if I don't want the Cap, having said all that, I don't want the Caps going down without a fight either. So if it does end up being Toronto and Edmonton, I don't want the Caps going down without a fight.
we got to get past Carolina first. I said that multiple times. This has also been the
That's
Caps.
the current challenge. We need to deal with that first. You're right.
This has also been the Caps' problem in the past. They always overlook their opponents. Uh,
Well,
Well, they know not to do that now.
2018 was the only time. 2018 and maybe 98 were the only times the Capitals did not overlook their opponents. Which, like, let's be real, okay? We have every right to be pessimistic about this franchise because it has the history of heartbreak. It has the history of falling short. Like one long Stanley Cup run does not change the fact that this franchise has been an ultimate failure when it comes to playoff time, especially in the OV era. Like only one third round appearance in Ovechkin's era, and outside of that, the last 7 years we haven't won a playoff series until this year, finally, and all it took was Spencer Carberry. So
yeah. Well, the other thing I noticed a lot too in the last couple of years is we've talked about this before. Is the Caps tend to play down to the team they're playing, or they start playing the other team's game instead of sticking to their own game. So as long as they can stick to their game without too much adjustment, I mean, yes, you're going to have to make adjustments throughout the game, no question. But at the end of the day, you need to play your game in order to be successful. So,
this
and that's all teams.
this series does feel like though if the Caps are going to win it, they're going to have to win in Carolina.
Yeah.
They might have to win two in Carolina. Uh, that game one just it sucked so much momentum for the Caps. They responded well in game two. I will say that. Like the second period, they were all like they Carolina looked like they were vulnerable in the second period. It just that first game was so bad. Like
Mm.
it's tough. Like and that's like Gail said though. This is what the team does. Like they bounce back. They're so good at it. Uh, but can they carry the momentum?
Can they sustain that though?
Can they sustain it? And can they find a way to win in Carolina? If we find a way to win in Carolina, we will win this series. We will
I
win
think
this
they
series.
can.
That's the biggest obstacle in our way right now. Outside of us is winning in Carolina. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we can dress up as the New York Rangers and we'll win.
There you go.
Because you got to remember I think the last two times Carolina lost in the at home. Like remember, they're 8-1 when they win game one. Their only loss was to the New York Rangers, and that's because Igor stood on his head in game seven. But we do have a goalie that has that ability. Well, the thing is,
Hmm.
we're not a bad road team. That's why I'm not gonna straight up say, you know what, we're fucking. I know I'm being pessimistic and saying I wouldn't be shocked if we lose this series, but I'm also saying like the series isn't over. Uh,
No,
this is gonna be a
this team
long
just feels
series.
different.
This is gonna be a
Oh
long
yeah.
series. This is gonna be a long series. Go ahead and let Carolina talk their shit and say Canes in six. The Habs fans said the same thing. Uh, would I like the Capitals to win in five? No, yeah, but are we gonna win in five? Probably not. Are we gonna be down
Mm,
3-1? I don't know. We'll find out after game three. Game three will tell us where we're gonna be. Either they're down 2-1 or they're up 2-1. I hope to God if we win game three, we don't sit back in game four. I mean, we don't technically need game four, but I want them to put the foot pedal to the metal. Win both. If we can win both games in Carolina, it's over. We're not losing the series. We're winning in. We're probably going to win in five. Uh, there's no way in
yeah,
hell
because game five's at home.
Carolina is going to go. Like they could. Carolina could, but Carolina is not a very good road team, which is why
The thing is, you got to take advantage of them getting cocky. You know what I mean?
they're cocky all the
They
time. There's no point.
right. We got to find a way to knock them down a few pegs at home.
Anyways, let's talk about the Hershey Bears. The Bears could potentially be eliminated tonight. If they are, there was a hell of a run. 2
Hmm.
years of back-to-back championships. Uh, if they do lose tonight, I'm gonna start rooting for the Colorado Eagles to win their first Calder Cup. They won their very first playoff series the other night.
Oh yay, that's awesome.
They've only been in the league since 2019. So,
That's even more awesome.
Gil, let's talk about the games tonight before we jump onto the Hershey bandwagon. We got a couple games tonight, Gil.
Yep.
We got Florida, Toronto, Edmonton, Dallas. Gil, uh, what the fuck happened to Winnipeg?
Alabek?
I have no idea.
They played so well in that first period. Well, they didn't start well. It was like really bad. Like the shots were 7-1, but then they broke through and they outshot them 15-13 at the end of the first. Uh, Dallas might. This could be. If we're gonna see a sweep this year, this could be the sweep. Hellebuck is not playing well right now. So the shots were 13-12 in the first, 8-8 in the second, 10-4. So Winnipeg outshot them. So Ottinger kind of stole this game. Uh, Mikko Rantanen, man. Apparently he doesn't need Nathan McKinnon. Uh,
No, apparently not. He's coming to his own.
I still say somebody in Colorado needs to be fired.
they already fired. They're not firing anyone. They fired.
Well, they'd better fire somebody because that was the stupidest trade ever.
Well,
Yeah, but I like Rantanen actually.
I agree, and I also don't agree. He wanted a lot of money. He didn't get the money he wanted. Uh,
Yeah, I mean he had to
So you
walk.
let
It
him
was just no.
walk. Better than to hand him over to a goddamn division rival.
true, but I mean they still
Well, that's true.
Stupid.
they got Marty Nations, who's not that bad. It's just the trades after that. The Brock Nelson trade is the real reason why.
Stupid. Another stupid
That was
deal.
the stupid fucking trade. They traded fucking Callum Ritchie, and the first round pick next year for Brock Nelson, who didn't do absolutely shit. Charlie Coyle did more than Brock
And
Nelson.
looks like he's 95 fucking years old.
Charlie Coyle was the better trade because not only that, Charlie Coyle was under contract another year. He played well for them. Jack Drury played well for them. Martin Nashis played well for them. Ryan Lindgren played well for them. It's just Brock Nelson didn't step up when they needed him to be. And But Mikko Rantanen, he's having a hell of a playoffs. He has 15 points. He's the third only ever player to score back-to-back hat tricks in back-to-back games. Uh,
And the one in Dallas and the one the other night was a natural because it was boom, boom, boom.
yeah, it was boom boom. No, that's
Yeah.
right. Freaking Wyatt Johnson scored the third goal.
Yeah, no, the first one wasn't, but the one on
Yeah, he scored boom boom boom, and they were all like right
yeah.
next to each other too, like freaking boom boom boom. Uh, he's killing it right now. He is killing it right
Eight
now.
43, 14, 21, 16,
Uh,
38. I happen to have the game pulled up.
Dallas, honestly, if an American team's gonna win, it's gonna be Dallas. I predicted. I
Mm.
even told you last week, Gil. I said whoever wins the Colorado Dallas series is probably going to win the whole thing. And Dallas is getting
Mm.
healthy. The scary part is Dallas is doing this without their two best players, Miro and Robertson. And now they're
Robertson's playing again. He
is he
he
back?
played in game one.
Did he? So Robertson's
Yeah.
back. They don't have Miro yet, which is scary. Uh, yeah, Robertson played. He played 13 minutes. Okay. So Robertson's back, but they don't have Miro yet. Once they get Miro Heiskanen back, I think they're gonna be just they're this is I would not be shocked if Dallas wins it all. Like Edmonton and Dallas right now are probably two favorites to come out to win the Stanley Cup. I do think a Western team is gonna win the Stanley Cup. Florida, Toronto, yeah, Washington, Carolina are gonna beat the shit out of each other. So even if it's a 5-game, 6-game series, they're still gonna beat the shit out of each other. They already beat the shit out of each other the last 2 games. So I mean, Stankoven tried to fight McMichael. I don't know why, for no reason. Like McMichael just skated by him, and Stankoven whacked him with the stick like a little bitch. Uh, Now that was probably. I can't say Dallas is probably upset about that because
Mm.
even though Stankoven is only 22. Gil, what are your predictions tonight?
I think Winnipeg finds a way to tie it. Um, I think they just lost the handle on the game, like you said, in game one. So they figure it out. The other game, I think Florida finds a way to win one at home. I don't know about game four, but they're going to come back and find a way to win this one. But I don't know. I don't know how the rest of that series is going to go. But it's not looking good for them right now. But I don't. Paul Maurice is not going to let them lose that game at home.
No.
And
I know that.
even if they get knocked out by Toronto, just like Hershey, it's been a hell of a run for Florida. Uh, I honestly I want to see Toronto get past Florida. The Toronto Maple Leafs fans deserve it. Like they've gone through so much. They're kind of like us before 2018. Like all we did was face heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, losing to Pittsburgh here, losing to Pittsburgh there. Every time we lost, damn Pittsburgh,
Losing to the Rangers at the other place.
freaking lost to Pittsburgh 5 times. Pittsburgh will go on to win the cup. All those 5 times. Freaking getting the Rangers knocking us out, blowing a 3-1 lead to the New York Rangers, losing in overtime off a rebound by a guy that I predicted would score. I even told my teacher back in high school, I said, if the Rangers win in overtime, Derek Stepan's going to get the game winner. And sure as shit, Stepan scored. Uh, I mean, before that, we actually owned the New York Rangers before 2013. After 2013, we have not beaten the Rangers in the playoffs. Or
No, we
2012.
haven't.
2012. 2012. We lost in 2012 to them in the second round. 2013 we lost in Game 7. 2015 Game 7. 2024 we got swept. But before that we beat them the other 2 times. We came back down 3-1 against them and won in Game 7. That was the infamous Sergei Fedorov goal that won us the game. That was what made me become a Capitals fan. That's what made me fall in love with the team. And then 2011, the infamous overtime Jason Chimero goal in double overtime. Uh, Behind the goal, he finds the way to find the back of the net. Uh,
Oh, that's some awesome shit.
that was Michael Norbert's. I believe that was Michael Norbert's last real starting opportunity. Then the Caps decided to go in the very next round and lose to a 40-year-old goalie.
Oh yeah.
Gil doesn't want to talk about that.
No, we don't
No,
want to talk about that.
Didn't he get hurt in the very next round too?
probably.
Rolston, I think he got hurt in the very next round. God,
I think you're right.
that fucking sucked. Uh,
That was some seriously not good shit. What am I doing here?
fucking 40-year-old. God, dude. He played. Oh, he played for Buffalo. Nice.
Are we still on? I'm losing you guys.
Yeah, I'm on. Sorry.
No, we're here. We're
All
just
right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this game tonight. Hershey tonight.
are they in Hershey?
No,
Oh, that's right. We were talking about joking around about go driving up there to Lehigh Valley.
they'll be in Hershey if they win tonight. They'll be back home. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, Colorado might win it all this year. The Eagles are just on a rampage right now. They're playing really well. They're probably going to play the winner of Coachella and Abbotsford, and Coachella doesn't look good right now. Coachella might legit lose their first playoff series. Uh,
Yay. Sorry.
this might be
Did I say
even
that out loud?
me. This year might be the first time in the last for the 3 years
Just
that a new two new teams will be playing in the AHL Calder Cup Finals. Uh,
also yay.
but we'll see how the Bears look tonight. Uh, they play at 7:05. Uh, Gil, what are your predictions for the rest of the playoffs?
The AHL playoffs.
Yeah,
Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Hershey loses out in round one. I think they find a way to come back in this series, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in round one. I think that they're starting to show a lot of wear and tear.
yeah. And a lot of the new kids aren't going to be playing until after next year. And Crystal might not even see the ice until next year because they just tonight they start their first.
And that's a
Uh,
good reason to be. That's very good reason to be optimistic about next year. But this year, it just looks like they're running out of gas.
like that's what
Hmm.
happens when you go back to back. You know, it's just
Yeah,
like the future's bright in there. I mean, they have Crystal, they have Gucciardi, they have potentially they have Crystal coming up next year. They have a few other guys coming up.
We'll say
Zuts,
Chesley's already there, so
yeah, Chesley. I wouldn't be shocked if Chesley plays at the end of the series. Uh, but the thing is, will this be the last game for Todd Nelson tonight? If the Bears lose, very likely. It very likely could be.
very likely. Yep.
Uh,
yeah, could be.
Now let's talk about some coaching carousels. The last time we did this, we did a coaching prediction. Gil, you know you like to call me the king of the segues. I am the king of the segues. Let's get into it. Gil, the next topic on our to do list tonight is the coaching carousel. Gil, you predicted. You predicted it. You predicted it. Mike Sullivan is a New York Ranger, and that might actually get him over the hump. Uh, they might be deadly next year. Well, they're probably they always do this. One year they're
If
bad.
they make a few roster alterations, that I can guarantee they'll be deadly. But um,
Igor's.
until they until they get rid of some excess baggage, no.
Uh, I think Panarin will stay. Zibanejad will stay. Perot is gonna
One
probably.
of those two got to go. One of those two guys got to go.
Zibanejad staying. I
Ugh.
think Panarin's gone because Sullivan's not gonna put up with Panarin's bullshit. Perot will get more ice time for sure. Mike Sullivan will use Perot. He used Jake Gensel in that role in their 2016-2017 run. Uh, from 2016 to 2017. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the Rangers do. I will not be shocked if this turns them into a juggernaut again, and they turn around and possibly win a cup in the next 2 years. Mike Sullivan's not a bad coach. He's not a bad coach. He's probably arguably one of the best coaches out there. There's a reason why he turned the Pittsburgh Penguins into a juggernaut for 3 years under his tenure. It's not his fault. The Penguins got old, and management
Yeah,
fucking.
the Penguins got old and management didn't do damn anything about it.
Man, not only that, the management kind of screwed them after 2017 because they got heavier, not faster. Remember they
Yeah.
traded for Ryan Reeves. They
Oh,
they did all that
right.
shit, and it kind of screwed
Yeah.
them over. So, all right, Gil, we have what teams left? Another one we got to talk about is a safety hire because a lot of people don't like it. Joey Quinville.
This is the one I predicted.
No, you predicted Mike Sullivan to the Rangers.
Yeah, but I also told you Quinville was going to Florida
Oh, you mean Anaheim? Yeah, you said Anaheim.
or Anaheim. Yeah,
So
sorry, that's
that
what I meant.
leaves
Yeah,
that leaves Philadelphia.
that's Philly, Vancouver's still open, Seattle's open.
I have a feeling Seattle's going to go a younger coach. Uh, Seattle's going to want to go a younger coach.
So where does Todd Nelson go if he
Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to go young. I think they're going to go get another coach. They're going to get a coach getting ready to get them ready for the rebuild. Uh, I know me and Gil, we didn't predict this last time, but I do think that's the they're going to go now. Dubas is going to look to uh, get them ready for the rebuild. So all right, so we got
not
Philadelphia.
I
What?
was gonna say that would make sense to have Nelson go to Pittsburgh, even
Well,
though I don't like it.
he played for the Penguins. He actually coached Wilkes-Barre too. He coached Wilkes-Barre as
Oh,
well.
that's true.
Uh,
That's also true.
so he will be if they go young. Todd Nelson is one of them to go. But let's talk about Philadelphia. Gil, do you continue? Do you keep? You're gonna keep your pick for Philadelphia?
It's Tockett. It's nobody else.
Rick Tocchet?
I guarantee it. It's Rick Tockett. Nobody else.
You guys don't see this. Hold on, let me share this for you guys.
You're gonna
Like I
share
said,
it on the
it's
Facebook.
probably Nelson. Although I don't know that he's the best fit for them, but it's probably Nelson to Pittsburgh.
It may not be the best fit, but it kind of makes sense.
I don't know. That's actually a good fit for them because Nelson's a no nonsense kind of coach, and that's what they need in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and is that gonna fly with a Sidney Crosby who's, you know, 2 years from retirement?
Gonna have to.
Crosby already came out and said he's ready for the rebuild. He will be part of the rebuild. So I think Crosby will also be part of. He wasn't happy when Mike Sullivan got fired, but Crosby will be part of the coaching hiring. But Cheryl, who's your pick for Philadelphia?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't worry too much about the coaches. Will
I
focus more on the teams.
I'm gonna throw another one out there. Gil. This could be a good fit for Philadelphia.
Yeah, who is it?
Uh, he's currently in Vegas.
Um, well, not Cassidy. So it's got to be one of his assistants.
Do you see it? Did you?
Joel Ward? No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
not no,
No.
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. I think.
Ain't
Oh,
happening. Ain't happening. If I were Joel Ward, I would look for a job as an AHL head coach first.
yeah.
It never works out when you jump to being an assistant to a head unless you have head coaching experience somewhere.
You know what? I'm gonna change that pick.
Look at that. And if you don't believe me, I got 2 words for you: Todd Reardon.
Yes. There you go. There it is.
Never been a head coach anywhere. Gave that guy the keys to the kingdom, and oh,
Royally
he,
fucked us
he
over.
shat he shat the whole hospital room, not just the bed.
Yeah, well, that's because Brian McClellan and Ted Leonsis were fucking stupid for letting Barry Trotz walk. Or here's another suggestion: actually hire the guy that Trotz was fucking grooming, not Todd Reardon.
Oh,
Lambert.
the hell was his
Yes,
name? Yes.
Lambert knew the team more than fucking Todd Reardon.
He's with Toronto right now. He
Yeah,
probably would land some. You know what? He might end up in Seattle.
yeah, that could see.
Ooh,
Joe Ward would also probably.
I could
I
see
could see
that.
Joe Ward fitting in Seattle too. But I think Joe Ward, if he's gonna coach in the NHL, he's gonna go to a team that's gonna be not about the media. It's gonna be a team he can go and coach and build the team from within. Uh, Seattle is one of those teams because no one gives a fuck about Seattle right now. Uh,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, on the other hand, Philadelphia is Broadway. People are all the light is always shining on the Flyers. They're one of the main factors when it comes to viewership. Philadelphia is also on the rise. They got some good players coming up, which is why Lehigh Valley is giving Hershey so much trouble. They got a good goalie coming up in the system. Mitchkov looked awesome this year. They got who's another Jamie Drysdale looked good for them. They got another guy they drafted this year as well. He'll be good for them. The Flyers are a couple years away, but I feel like they need a coach like Rick Tocchet to get them going. Rick Tocchet, I'm gonna say that's my pick too. Rick Tocchet is definitely the right choice for Philadelphia. All right, so let's get into our next one. You said Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver's open.
All
I
right.
don't know who. I don't know who the hell wants to go there now. Maybe a first year coach who's desperate for a job, or
Uh,
somebody who's desperate for a job.
I'm gonna throw one out here, and we're gonna hate it because he's done such a good job for us.
Mitch Love.
Yeah, I think he's ready to be. He already coached in the AHL. He is already a head coach.
Yep.
I think he's ready to coach. It's gonna suck losing him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he's done so much for our defense. Our defense took a huge step this year for us. It looked really good the other. He's been the block shots are a key reason why I think he's ready to be a head coach. I mean, we're like the second. I think we're second in block shots all year. Mitch Love would be a perfect fit for Vancouver. Plus, I think he's from the area. I think he's from British Columbia.
Well,
Uh,
he's spent most of his career out west, so
yeah,
he's familiar.
he is from. No, he's from Quinzel, Canada, which is Columbia, British Columbia. Yep. So he is from British Columbia. So it makes sense to do that. Gil, who do you think? Who you got going to?
That's a good fit. I don't like that for him because it's a shit organization.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, but they're gonna find a way to screw him over.
Yeah.
That's why Tockett quit. They fucked over Bruce Boudreau.
Bruce Boudreau lost that locker room though. I think.
I don't know that he did. No, I don't think he did. I think that his management screwed him over.
Uh,
I really do. The management and the ownership of that team, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They've never known what the fuck they're doing. That's why they're not winning any cups anytime soon.
they haven't known what the fuck they're doing since the Sandines fucking retired.
Right.
All right. Who's the next team? Pittsburgh. Let's do Pittsburgh.
Well, we already said probably Todd Nelson, right?
Todd Nelson.
Yeah, but we can throw a couple other names out there.
I don't
Uh,
know any other names, so
I
well,
still say Tortorella has an outside shot at Pittsburgh.
I feel like Pittsburgh's want to go. Like I said, they're ready for a
I
rebuild.
thought I thought Torts was going back to New York.
No, Mike Sullivan.
Or was that a
No.
joke? Oh no, no, that's right. That was a joke. Never mind.
I'm thinking Todd Nelson, but I'm gonna pull up another potential candidate. Uh,
Yeah,
and
I think Torts just needs some time off.
you're probably gonna. Uh, you're probably gonna. You might agree with this one, Gil. Uh, that what's his name? Ooh, Olli Jokinen. When did he start coaching? Where's he coaching?
Oh, he is coaching in Sweden, I think.
Huh. That will probably that he won't. He'll probably join the AHL first. So will Peter Forsberg, who is also coaching.
Yeah, no. All right. Have fun.
Uh,
Love you.
he that seems more of a fit for potentially Nashville when they fire Andrew Burnett next year, which is going to happen if they have another season like this year. Uh, no, that's not who I was thinking of. I'm thinking of this guy would probably fit well in Pittsburgh. Sidney Crosby would definitely gel under his system. Uh, Hold on, Gil. Let me pull up his name. There it is. Uh, this could be a rival type of deal that could rival like what we did with Spencer, because this guy is such a damn good coach. Uh, the guy out of Western Michigan, Pat Forschweiler. Uh, I could definitely see him going to Pittsburgh. That would be a good fit for him. He needs to go to a team that's going into a rebuild. That's gonna need, and if they want to rebuild fast, that is a coach you hire. He's done such a good job for Western Michigan. Uh, he fits what he just that name also just screams Pittsburgh Penguin. Todd Nelson and Pat Forschweiler are probably the two top picks for Pittsburgh. Like you said, John Torella. I just don't think Pittsburgh at this point in time are gonna go a coach like John Torella, because they're on a. Even Dubas came out and said they are going to rebuild. That's why they stocked up on picks. Uh, Pittsburgh is going to be a very good team in the next 5-6 years if they do it right. And I think doing it right, you need to hire a good coach that's going to get you through there. Kind of like what the Caps did. We hired Spencer, and it was a great hire. All right, the next one. Who is it? Who's next, Gil?
Let's see. You got Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Vancouver,
Seattle.
Seattle.
This one is probably going to be a low hire. I did say they might hire within. I don't think they will because Coachella looks like absolute shit. So they're not going to hire that coach. I'll tell you right now, they're not going to hire that coach. But Seattle might do something that could break the barrier. They could break the barrier.
As much as I want to see that, I think that would be the worst thing for her.
Yeah, I think you know who I'm
That
talking
would be
about.
the absolute, because she would be handed a really crappy ass team right now,
Jessica Campbell. Yeah, you're thinking
and
of
everybody be like, everybody would be like, well, see, a woman can't coach in the NHL.
Oh, that would be horrific.
That would be, yeah.
But she's only been with the team for 2 years, which is why like I said it's possible she could be a candidate. I just don't think she will.
I think, well, okay, so make it like, treat it like kind of like what football does with the Rooney Rule. Let her interview, but give her that so she has that experience. But don't make her the head coach. Don't hand her that team. That's a
No,
shit. That's a shit team right now.
give it 2 or 3. Give it a couple, 3, 4 years. But
You know what? Dan Balsma.
who?
That's the guy they just fired.
No, I'm talking about for Philadelphia. I could see him
Oh,
going to
oh
Philadelphia
God,
too.
no,
Yeah, I
no,
could see him going to Philadelphia too.
no,
I'm gonna put
no.
that. Pittsburgh. I would have picked Pittsburgh, but since Dubas came out and said that they're going into a rebuild, they're not going to hire Dan Balsma.
Pittsburgh fired Dan Balsma too.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but Pittsburgh fired him after winning a cup. He won a cup with Pittsburgh. It just, I just don't think Pittsburgh's going to go. They're going to go a younger, inexperienced coach in the NHL, so they can get the guys ready and get ready for a rebuild because they know they're going to be bad in a cup. They're going to be bad, for a couple of years, possibly 5, 6, because they fucked themselves so over. But they've given themselves a chance this year by making all those trades, and stocking up on picks. So Seattle. All right, so let's look at potential NHL coaching candidates for Seattle. So we got Rick Tocchet. Oh God, Peter Laviolette, Gerard Gallant. David Carl is not on here. He re-signed with Denver.
You know
That would
what?
be an
You know what?
interesting
It
choice.
it. I heard something about Seattle. Ron Francis is the GM.
No, he's
Guess who
not.
coached him? Guess what?
He's no longer the GM.
What?
What?
What
He
happened?
he got promoted. The new GM is the fucking former Buffalo Sabre GM.
Oh, that's right.
Uh,
So what's he going to do? Hire Lindy Ruff away?
Oh God.
yeah, Ron Francis is no longer. It's Jason Botarelli.
Yeah, but Ron Francis still has some input.
No, he took over. Yeah, he has input, but he's the president of hockey operations, so he is not in control of the picks and who hires the coaches. It'll be Jason Botarelli or Botelli, and he might. You know what? He has history with Tocchet too. So Tocchet could go to Seattle.
No.
They have history with each other.
Tockett does not want to stay on the West Coast.
All right. Okay. So here are potential candidates for Seattle to replace. There's Rick Tocchet. He had, like you said, the only reason why I would say he'd be their next head coach because he has history with Jason because they were both. Jason came from Arizona. He was part of the Arizona Coyotes organization before he went to Buffalo. Peter Laviolette is a terrible choice. Gerard Gallant, I could see happening. Gerard Gallant would be a.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Because the Rangers kind of did him dirty.
Yeah.
David Carl is not happening. He re-signed with Denver. Which I think he understands that. I think the reason why he re-signed with Denver because he knows Jared Bednar is not getting fired. That was his only shot in the NHL. Because
This year.
why would you? I mean, he could have gone to Chicago. He could have gone to other teams, but I just feel like Colorado was his best opportunity. It was his best option to go into the NHL and be successful right out the bat. You're not going to do that with the other teams. You're not going to do that with Vancouver. You're not going to do that with Pittsburgh. You're not doing that with Philadelphia. You're not doing that with Seattle. You're not doing that with Anaheim. You're not. You could do it with the Rangers, but I feel like the Mike Sullivan signing was the best thing the Rangers could have done. I'm going to throw a name out there.
Oh.
Let me look it up first. Coaching candidates. Not NFL. NHL, you fucking piece of shit. Let me bring up. There's. So, another name we could throw up there is an AHL coach. Aaron Sneakoff out of Colorado. He has done such a good job for the Colorado Eagles this year. He could see himself as a potential target, and I could see him. He's from Calgary. I could see him going to the NHL. That's gonna be my pick. I'm gonna take that. Gil, what is your pick?
Um, I Seattle's another shit destination. I don't know why anybody would want to go there.
Well, they are a shit.
I mean, they had a coach. They had a coach. That he took the team to the playoffs. Next year they have a down year. They fire him. They hire another guy. Give him 1 year. He's gone. What the fuck are they doing over there? Who'd want to play for them? Who'd want to work for them? I wouldn't.
Mm-mm.
Maybe this guy von Schniedelhopper or whatever, whoever you came up with,
Aaron
maybe
Schneekloff.
Sneezy the dopey ghost. I don't know. Whatever his name is, a no name or inexperienced. That's probably the only way they'll go. Who the hell wants to work for that franchise? Work 2 years and get fired? No way.
I'll tell you one thing. If Colorado ends up playing Coachella in the second round, in the next round, and they beat them, don't be shocked if Seattle signs this guy.
They probably will.
Because this, like I said, this is a guy that's an up and coming head coach. If the Avs do end up firing Jared Bednar, this could be their next coach, which is why I'm gonna be a little hesitant saying his name. for Seattle because Colorado, if they fail again next year, Jared Bednar is gone. 100% he's gone. You have
As he should be.
he should have been gone this year. He should have been gone after that utter breakdown in Game 7. Uh,
Oh, absolutely.
the fact that Chris McFarland and him still have a job is ridiculous. But this guy has been in the brewing for them for a while. He's been coaching. I think he coached them even in their ECHL days. Yeah, he coached them in the ECHL. No, these are his playing days. So he played for them in the ECHL. But then he coached them. No, he did coach them. He coached them 2016, 2017. And guess what? They won the championships both those years. And if you look at it, see right here? He was an assistant for them from 19 to 24. No, from 19 to 23. He makes the playoffs with them, losing the qualifying round. That's fine. Second year as their head coach, they win, and they win their first playoff series. So this guy is an up-and-coming coach. But there's another guy to bring out, and you said it. You said it earlier. I think he deserves another shot. I really do. I think he was completely, utterly screwed. Lou Liambro kind of fucked him over. Lou Liam Slow. Let me rephrase his name. Lou Liam Slow, because he's fucking slow. The Islanders, the best thing they could have done was fire his ass.
Thank God. And I hope he never ever has a job in hockey again.
Lane Lambert got fucked over. He got completely fucked over in that situation. I'm happy for him. That's the reason why I want Toronto to win, because of him. I would love to see him get another chance at winning another cup. He was so good for us in 2018. Our power play was so good. Our penalty kill was so good. Our defense was so good because of Lane Lambert. This is why I was saying, when they hired Todd Reirden to replace Barry Trotz, they hired the wrong guy. Lane Lambert was Barry Trotz's understudy.
Yep.
Lane Lambert knew the team. Lane Lambert was the guy behind Barry Trotz. And he's been with Barry Trotz since day one. So he deserves another shot at coaching, and I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle gets him, because he's done a wonderful job for Toronto. He's done a wonderful job.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think Lane Lambert's going to hang around another year in Toronto and wait for Brunette to get fired and then go back to work for Trotz.
You know what?
Ooh, you know what? That makes even more sense.
All right.
I like that.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Andrew Burnett's not a bad coach, though. I'm not. He's not a bad coach.
No, but he's not getting anything out of that team, and they're already starting not to listen to him.
That was by far probably the worst team. The worst, like the weird, like the most surprising.
And if you can't get anything out of Roman Yossi and Steven Stamkos, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right, so this one.
There's a problem.
This one's going to be a tricky one, but this one is actually a tricky one for a good reason, because this team is on the uprise. This team has a lot of prospects. This team is going to have another potential top star in this year's draft. This team is going to be very good in the next 3 years. So this coach is going to be on the benefit end when this team finally gets out of their rebuild, which Chicago is on the right track. A lot of people say,
so they're not keeping that Swedish guy.
No, I think they're firing him. I thought we said Chicago. Are they keeping him?
I don't know.
I don't think they are. I hadn't heard for sure, but
I thought Dave Haxtell wouldn't be a bad fit.
He wouldn't be a bad hire.
That would be perfect for them. I mean, Dave Haxtell's not that bad of a coach. It's just
he's just had a lot of bad luck.
I feel like, though, like, the guy really wanted to go to Chicago, but, like, I understand why he went to the Rangers, because he wants to win now, is Mike Sullivan. He would have been a really good fit for Chicago, especially with Bedard. Bedard and getting that young team to go. Chicago is in such a good spot, though. Like, this is probably going to be a destination that a lot of some of the up and coming coaches and a lot of a lot of coaches are going to want to go because people are like, oh, Chicago hasn't made the playoffs in the last, what, 5 years? Oh, they suck. Oh, they had one of the worst seasons. Yeah, but if you, like I said, if you watch the team once they started signing their prospects, totally different.
Yeah,
All smiling,
they've
all
gotten
having
so much
fun.
better.
They got so much better. They were having fun. They were smiling. Bedard looked like he wanted to be there. It's so this is why I think Chicago is a hot spot to go to right now because in a couple years they're going to be a good team. And now
I think you're absolutely right.
there's talks that Jonathan Taves wants to make a comeback. Uh,
That would be interesting.
so Rick talk. You know what? I'm gonna say it. What a big middle finger to Vancouver. What a big middle finger to Vancouver.
What? That would be
you know
that would be
you
funny.
you know how Vancouver and Chicago have a rivalry.
Yes.
What that would be a big middle finger from Chicago to Vancouver's ownership.
Yeah, it would, but I still say he ain't going there.
I don't know. Chicago. It's in the middle. It's not east. It's not west. Uh, but I think this could be a destination for. Uh, I'm gonna say it could be another Caps coach. Uh,
You better not be saying Scott, what's his name?
no, Scott's not going
Scott
anywhere.
Allen?
He's not going
No,
anywhere.
he's
He
he's
no, he
staying put.
good.
I think I know who you're going to say though.
Who's
Uh,
that?
Kirk Muller?
no,
Mm.
no.
No.
I'm thinking of someone on Hershey.
Oh,
Uh,
the other guy. I can't think of his name now. I know who you're talking about. You're asking the wrong person for names.
he's been in our organization for a while. Uh, I do think he'd be an excellent fit for us, or excellent fit for them. But you know who also could be a good fit? Uh, there's a couple guys in Winnipeg that could be an excellent fit as a head coach. One of their assistant coaches.
Mm.
Dean Chenoweth. I think he deals with their defense. He has head coaching. He head coached San Antonio and the Lake Monsters, so he has history as a head coach. He has yet to coach as a head coach in the NHL though. But I think if Chicago's going to get a young guy, it's him. But there is another guy they could get. He is currently in a series with. Actually, no, he's not. I mean, are they? Hold on, let me see. We talked about him last time, Gil. This guy would probably be one of the coaches, one of the surprise coaches coming in. Gardner McDougall. This guy could be a potential coach for any team next year. I think he could be a potential for Chicago. Rick Tocchet can be potential. I don't think Torts will be potential. Chicago is in a point where they're ready to slowly move towards the end of their rebuild. Because they have the goalie of the future, Spencer Knight, who's only 24. They have Connor Bedard, their franchise player, their star. Oliver Moore, Sam Rinzo, the kid from that Russian kid. Frank Nazar, who's going to be a fucking superstar. And then they have potentially whoever they draft this year. Plus, they have Alex Vlasic. And who's the other kid they got on the blue line? So they're going to be in good shape. Gil, who do you think would go? Is going to go to Chicago?
Who's beeping?
No one. Why?
Oh, it sounds like someone's trying to join the call. But it could just be me.
It's probably you.
So let me. Hey, well, I'm gonna pop out.
I don't know
in.
who's going to end. I don't know who's going to end up in Chicago. It could be any of those guys.
You know
There we
what?
go.
Todd Nelson. Todd Nelson could go too.
It could be him. It could be him.
You go to where?
Chicago.
Sorry.
That he could. You know what? Now that I think about it, that's a good fit. That's a hell of a good fit. I mean, him coaching Bedard. Who the hell wouldn't want to go coach Bedard? Like,
Oh shit, that would be.
he'd get a brand new GM, a new team. The hype would be the Chicago has got so much hype right now with the Bears, the Cubs, and now potentially the Blackhawks in a couple of years. That would be a perfect fit for them.
Does make a lot of sense. Makes a little more sense to me than Pittsburgh.
Well, the only reason I say Pittsburgh because he has connections with Pittsburgh. But I think he also coached. He coached the Rockford Hawks. No, he coached the Griffins. I think the year before that, because he coached the Griffins because he won a championship with the Griffins. Yeah, so he was the head coach of the Griffins. So he was the head coach of the Barons, and he was an assistant coach of. No, he does. He's got assistant coach of the Chicago Wolves, so he has history in Chicago.
You don't want that stuff.
All right. So who are we missing? We got Chicago, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Vancouver, Philadelphia.
I think that's it. I think everywhere else is filled.
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody gets fired.
And Boston. We got Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Boston. The Boston Bruins. The Harbor. The Harbor. The Boston Lager. That's where Charlotte's family is. From Boston. They're from the Boston Harbor.
My mom's family specifically is from Boston. Well, technically Quincy, which is just outside of Boston.
You know what, Gil? I'm gonna do it.
Uh-oh.
I was thinking the same thing.
Here we go.
John Tortorella. That's it. John Tortorella.
Yeah. Yo.
John Tortorella.
I mean, it's not the worst thing, but I'm not sure the Boston fans would be happy about it.
John Tortorella, man. He's making his way around the original 6 teams. John Tortorella. It's not a blue team, so he can't. It doesn't make sense. But then again, he coached Philadelphia, so.
I would say Philadelphia is probably the least blue team of blue teams out there.
But Montreal doesn't need a new coach. Tampa Bay might need a new coach because John Cooper might not be coming back.
Yeah, but with Torts go down to Florida.
Well, he coached for them.
Did he?
Yeah, he won a cup with them.
Oh.
2005, 2004?
See, I told you, I don't pay attention to who's coached where, so. I don't pay attention to the coaches.
I think that's the last team.
Yeah, for right now.
Okay. All right. So we just about done here. I think I got to jump here.
Yeah, we're done. Ready? Caps on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Let's go, Caps!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely